I have a great video for you today. This is going to be how to sight in a pendulum sight. Right here I have my bow. I've been shooting for a few years, and I have a pendulum sight. I've changed from my 3-pin setting sight, which I hunted with that for probably 4, 5, 6 years, somewhere around there. And I've gone ahead and changed it out to my pendulum sight, which I like. It has one single pin. It's very, very, very accurate. I've shot Robin Hood arrows. 50 yards, no lie. That was actually out there, but 50 yards away. So it's been pretty nice to me. It's I spent a nice amount of money, and this is a Cobra. So they should be not too expensive right about now, since they've been out for a while. Everybody's kind of getting used to playing with them. But I'm going to leave this sight on here, and I'm going to reset it and adjust it. And with that video, I'm going to show you how to do it too. So if you want to go ahead and change yours to a pendulum sight, then you can do that after watching this video. Come along, let's get started. This is our gear we're going to be using today. I have my bow I'm going to be hunting with this season. It's served me a bunch of seasons, as you can see the wear and tear on it, but it's a straight shooting bow nonetheless. Next I have your rangefinder here, and this is a Bushnell's Yardage Pro 450. It's one of their older models. You can probably obtain that within $150 or less. I have my trusty hex head Allen wrench there, so you're going to need one of those to make sure you have any adjustments that you need to do. Lastly, I have a stabilizer. This is a short stabilizer. This is usually what I put on the tip when I'm in the hunting situation, but for training purposes today, I haven't used my bow in a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and up the weight that goes on the tip of my stabilizer. And I have a doinker on the front, and I'm just going to screw that weight on there. And what's going to happen is this extra weight that makes the front of that bow just a little bit more heavier, I'll be able to hold that bow just that much still. So if it was a lighter weight, you can move the bow around and get a little bit more torque in there when you're holding the bow. But if it's the heavier weight that you have on the front, the easier it is to hold the bow still. Then I have some masking tape, which I'm actually going to, since I've changed my my sights here, I'm going to put a marker on the front. And what I'm going to do is retape this and start all over. And then this pendulum sight works by pendulum motion, just like it implies, and it moves from up to down there. And you can adjust it for different ranges, but I'm sure these ranges are not correct, so I'm going to start all over, put some more tape on there, and then I'll use my Sharpie to mark off my yardages so I'll know where they are with this bow and with this setting, and then also with the arrowhead weights. That leads me to my next point, which is is you need some arrowhead points. You need some feel points. And with the arrows that you're going to be using, you might want to try 2 different weights, maybe 100 and 125, to see how they shoot. And this will be a point to make sure that if you're going to change broadheads to shoot 100 and 125. So just in case you want to try 2 different broadhead weights in the middle of the season, then you already know how your arrows are going to shoot, how much drop you're going to get. Also, I have a deer hide quiver that I made here. It's pretty cool. It's an arrow quiver, and I made that probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Just fooling around with my taxidermy there. So all right, let's get this started. Here's this week's archer's tip. When you're trying to perfect your bow shooting and actually tighten in your group, only use 3 arrows. 3 arrows is all you need, so you won't get tired out from shooting too many arrows. Shoot 3 arrows, walk down and get them, set the bow down. That's the best way to tighten in your group. This week's archer's tip. So the first thing I would do is range my target, just to make sure that it's within range and the range is accurate. I'm shooting at 20 yards right now. That's where you want to start at, and then set your pin from there. So you always want to start with your 20-yard pin and then go from there. So I've already marked it all the way down to where I would think that 20 yards would be, and then set it there all the way down, so I know that at the bottom it's going to be 20 yards. And then I can go ahead and take a shot. Make sure that hand is out. Okay, so it's just a little bit high at 20 yards. We're ready to go on to the next pin, and then so on and so on and so on. Well, just go on to the next mark. I'll move over to 25 yards, then mark it there and go on. That's how you set up a pendulum sight. Pretty easy, pretty simple.